Hello, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Illinois students. This is sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button at any time to ask questions of the presenter. You are muted and your video is off, so the panelists can't hear or see you, but again, you can ask questions through the Q&A button. We do have more sessions available. This is just one of many college presentations offered, and you can check out the full schedule and register for more sessions at IACAC.org. And a recording of this session will be available if you'd like to rewatch it again or check out additional sessions. Again, just head to IACAC.org to view all those available. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenter.
Hello, so my name is Haley Dungan, and oh my goodness, I can see right now that my name is reflecting on one of my other representatives, so I'm going to fix this really quick so you all know who I am. I am Haley Dungan, and I am an admissions recruiter and representative from the University of Wyoming. So I'm going to be presenting today for you all. I'll give about a 30-minute presentation, and because it is just me, I will ask if you've asked some questions and there might be like an onslaught, there's a ton of questions that come through, and you feel like your question might not have been answered, be patient with me. I'll try to answer as many as I can, and then if not after the fact, I will certainly be connecting with you, and I'll be answering those questions. So thank you so much for being patient. And I'm excited to get started. All right, so today we're going to go through here a presentation, just a little bit of information, kind of a quick snapshot of the University of Wyoming. If you don't mind, I'm also going to set a timer here just to make sure that I adhere to the timeline, because I have heard that the cutoff for these is very sharp. They get the hook around your neck and pull you right out. So make sure that we leave time for questions. So here, the University of Wyoming, we are located in beautiful Laramie, Wyoming. Here we've got a shot of the campus itself, but behind me, my screen share is actually View to View, Wyoming, which is a recreation area that's right outside of the city. It's about 45 minutes. You may have heard of it if you're avid in mountain biking or hiking, but it's very famous and it's really a beautiful place to hike and check out. But overall, Laramie is just a really beautiful place to be. As you see, here's a snowscape showing of our campus, but we are located at 7220, which is 7,220 feet. So we do get snow, it gets chilly here. So 12,249 students, what you can usually look at as far as your anticipating size of the University of Wyoming, but on campus, it's about 10,000 students. So what that means for you, we've got a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. 90% of your classes are going to be taught by actual professors, and your class sizes will have about 30 students to them. And really, you're going to see that in your undergraduate when you're in your low-level courses. That'll be where you have 30 and maybe above when you're in your freshman courses. When you become a junior and even sophomore with the university, those class sizes are going to drop. So if that's an experience you're used to, you can certainly feel comfortable attending courses here. And 92% of our graduates last year did enter grad school. One benefit about those small class sizes with UW, being the only four-year institution in the entire state, we're well funded. We have all the opportunities that you get at any four-year institution. With those smaller class sizes, you'll get to develop a relationship with your professors and the other individuals in your cohort before you end up graduating. So if you want to go into a master's program, it's totally fine. You've already developed the relationship. You may even have a professor that's spoken with you and said, hey, I want to kind of adopt you under my wing, and I'll help you write that thesis. And it's a really excellent opportunity. So we are represented by all 50 states and 90 countries, and we have about a 50-50 split for in-state and out-of-state students. So if you feel like, oh, Wyoming, I'm not certain if I will be represented there, we are absolutely the most diverse city in the state of Wyoming here in Laramie, and that's because of the institution. As I stated in the beginning, we are an outdoor recreation hub spot for a lot of individuals looking for college. So we have about 100 miles of biking trails that are around the area, 2.9 million acres of national forest, which is my favorite. I'm an avid backpacker, so there's a reason I live here. 30 minutes from Snowy Range Ski. It's where I learned how to ski. It's a phenomenal area, and for about $100 a day as a student, you can rent the equipment and try it out, which comparable to, say, Steamboat, Copper, one of those larger ski resorts in Colorado, it's not going to be the case. So great place to learn, great student discounts. And our outdoor recreation department absolutely rents any type of equipment that you would be interested in as a student. This is all the way from downhill skis to the mountain bike, backpacking gear, kayaks, rollerblades, anything that you would like. So we definitely encourage you to get out and about when you check out Laramie, Wyoming. If you do even just come out to see the campus, try a hike. We are the representative with the Division I athletics. So we have over, I believe, 75, not 75, but it's 15. Sorry, 75 clubs and sports, 15 Division I athletic opportunities with football. You'll be familiar with our, Mountain West if you're an avid football watcher. I'm sure, by the way, I just said that, you can tell I'm not. That being said, I still love our football team. I didn't grow up watching football, but I really grew to have some pride as an undergraduate student. I loved going to the football games. I still go to the football games. So we also have intramural sports opportunities. We're represented by Greek and Frat Life. And if you're interested in getting in any type of club or recognized student organization, we have over 300. This is all the way down to fly fishing, to, like I said, arts, if you're interested in getting into the health sciences. We have a Fish and Chicks club, which is women who fly fish specifically. And this is just coming from the fact that, like I said, we're the only four-year institution in the entire state. So if you're a student that loves Wyoming and you're interested in attending their university, but maybe you want to start a club, maybe something a little bit different that you hadn't heard of, you can absolutely do that here as well. And you'd be surprised by the amount of opportunities that you'd have here in Little Wyoming. Now, we do ask that our freshman student live on campus for their first year. This being stated, we've got 4 resident halls and they are phenomenal. They're great facilities. Our resident life and dining staff, I will state, even just from experience with everything that's happened with COVID, before I would speak of them highly, I'm going to speak of them even more highly now. They have gone above and beyond to do what they could to make the students feel comfortable and safe, and to have all the information that they needed with all the adjustments that needed to be done this year because of COVID. They work tirelessly to make sure that as a student you're feeling comfortable, because ultimately we do not ask you to live in the dormitories to dissuade you or make you feel less apt to attend the university. We want you to attend and join into this opportunity, because living in a dormitory not only gives you the opportunity to live closer to your resources, you're going to be with other individuals that are in the exact same position as you. So if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, recognize that there's also students that feel just as uncomfortable. And you'll see there the representative of FIG. That means freshman interest groups. So if you're interested in living with us, you can absolutely join a FIG, which is a group that's specific to a certain interest, just as it states. So if you want to get into the outdoors, you can live on a floor with other individuals that are interested in the outdoors. If you're an engineering student, you can live with other engineering students. We want you to feel as comfortable as you can, to have the resources available, because that first year, you're navigating college. It's a big experience. You're on your own for the first time. If we can help you feel fed, if you know that, printing resources, things like that are right down the hall, and then you're also staying with like-minded individuals, it might be a little bit easier for you. We have over 200 different areas of study, everything from accounting to zoology, as it stated, double major and minor options, which is also phenomenal. We have a program on campus called ACES. The ACES team specifically serves our students in career counseling. They also represent our exploratory studies program. So if you join the University of Wyoming, but you're not certain what you want to study outright, you're not certain what you want to graduate with, but in your freshman year, you might want to try out, 2 different areas of study, say business and art, or maybe chemical engineering and, finance. You can speak with the ACES department. We'll set you some with essentially an exploratory studies major in your first year. They'll make sure to market classes specifically as they'll be your counselor, and they'll make sure to market classes that will not be anything extra on your overall plan. You won't be taking any extra courses, but these will be directed to your interests. They'll be directed to both of those areas of study. So you kind of get an opportunity to taste test and see what really feels comfortable, what you really think you want to study moving forward as you enter into your last 3 years of college. So they're a great team, and we are very lucky to have them, especially on the admissions side. They help me quite a bit. So I'm very grateful for our ACES team. They're also the representatives, if you've heard, on campus. They will bring alumni and different networks here to essentially set up job fairs with our students. So right from the beginning, you'll develop those relationships with your professors. We talked about the 15-to-1 ratio. Fantastic. You've got that going on. Maybe afterwards you develop a master's, you've got your master's under your belt, but you're still interested in getting out into the world and getting a job. The ACES department will be the representatives that bring our alumni networks in, that bring individuals from the state of Wyoming, from surrounding states, and they will host those job fairs to make sure you're marketable, work on your resume. Essentially, that's the idea of college, right? You're trying to be your best self so that you can step into the adult world with the best footing. And, fantastic if you have this great college experience under your belt, but then the real world hits in, you're like, oh no. Instead of juggling that first year, we want you to feel confident and be out there job ready. All right, study abroad. The University of Wyoming is very lucky to host the Cheney Endowment for Travel. This is the largest international studies endowment that exists in any institution in the entire United States. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, he was an alumni of the University of Wyoming, and he loved the university enough to essentially set this up for our students to travel anywhere that they would be interested in the world. There's over 400 sites, over 400 opportunities. It's not an exaggeration, it is unbelievable. You can check out job internship, research opportunities. You could travel across the United States. You could travel outside of the United States, but one of the benefits with this endowment is that you get to continue paying your in-state resident or out-of-state resident tuition that you're paying at that time to either swap with another student, do an exchange. You may pay some other fees to do a separate program, but essentially there are opportunities for you to pay your resident or out-of-state resident tuition and to travel to these areas without any extra funds in your belt. So there's tons of scholarship opportunities that are available through their department. International studies is just fantastic, and we want you to explore your best self. That's what college is about. You should be exploring your best self. If you feel comfortable enough to travel outside of the United States, do so. I've had friends that utilize this program and travel to Hawaii in exchange with a student from Hawaii because believe it or not, someone who lives on an island was really, really, really interested in checking out the mountains in the Rocky Mountain West. So she had a great experience with that. All right, admissions, the bread and butter. We'll get into this deeper. So the admissions process for the University of Wyoming, we try to keep it very simple. Essentially, we look for you to apply with your high school graduate expectations. You will graduate from high school, or if you're a homeschool student, it would be the completion of these areas, but we look at those a little bit deeper, with homeschool students a little bit deeper. So if you're a homeschool student and you're on this and you have some questions, we can talk a little bit deeper after the fact. But just as the general whole, we look for the completion of the high school success curriculum. So that's the 4 years of English, the 4 years of math, the 4 years of science, and then you'll see the 3 years of social science, and 4 years of additional coursework. Now, we do ask as well that we look for a cumulative GPA of 3.0, and this is on a 4.0 scale. This is unweighted. A lot of individuals do ask if it's not unweighted. Unfortunately, it is. And we are now test optional. The University of Wyoming just made the decision recently that they're going to go test optional with our admissions decisions. Now, in regards to financial aid, one element of the University of Wyoming when it comes to application and our financial aid assistance, we work strictly off of grid systems. We do this because we're a land-grant institution and we try to make the accessibility for education as easy as possible for our students. So in years prior, we would look at an SAT and ACT score and then a GPA to kind of formulate where a student would fall on our grid and to see what type of scholarships we'll be able to award to them. At this time, we have made the adjustments for admissions. However, they're still looking at the adjustments that could potentially be made for our financial aid. So unfortunately, I know it's one of those amorphous answers that we're all very familiar with, kind of followed by hashtag unprecedented time. But in all seriousness, I've been telling individuals, if any updates and any questions that you have, contact the admissions team here at UW. You can contact me personally. Any one of our staff members will be happy to give you the information that we have, and watch those UW communications as well. More information will be coming out here as we progress into the school year. We are on an enrolling admissions process. That is one benefit to the test scores. If some students are, well, previously they had been worried if they weren't able to get that in. With UW, we look for students to essentially commit to us at May 1st. But if you were looking to apply all the way up into the first week before classes, we would ask that you maybe consider doing it a little bit earlier as it'll help get your paperwork in. But you can apply a week all the way up until the beginning of classes. With direct entry for nursing and pharmacy, it's a little different. We will see December 1st as that deadline, but you can find us on the common application as well. We ask that you pay a $40 application fee and submit your transcript. As long as you take care of those items, you will be good to go. We're not looking for that SAT and SAT or ACT and SAT score this year. So high school transcript, completion of the application, and the $40 fee. If you are in any AP or IB courses or dual enrollment, we want to make sure that we get those as well added into your file, especially if you're passing them and you want to make sure that you get those taken care of before you get into freshman year so you don't have to retake any of those courses. Send that transcript information to us as well. If you're at a junior college, make sure you get that information sent over to us as well, because we would hate for you to miss out on an opportunity and have to take those courses again. All right, scholarships. As I said, it's a little amorphous right now. I feel it's only fair to enter in this conversation honestly. We are still looking at these materials. It's not going to be, it may not be the same as years prior. I say it cannot be confidently, but I don't necessarily have the authority or the know-how or in charge to say that. So it's only fair to state that there may be some adjustments that are going to be made when it comes to these. But in years past, what we have been able to offer for our out-of-state students have been the Child of Alumni benefit. This is an opportunity for a student. If your parents have gone to the University of Wyoming, you're allowed this benefit. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's really one of the best opportunities at the University of Wyoming. So certainly if you're thinking of applying, you're a child of an alumni, reach out to me. We can talk further about what that means. But essentially it's 150% of in-state resident tuition that adjusts as resident tuition adjusts. This year it's about $11,565 that's added to your account. With the Brown and Gold commitment, that will be one of the scholarships that's currently on our grid system. So keep in touch with us to see how the Brown and Gold commitments are going to be awarded this year, how we'll look at awarding those. But in the past, it would be the submission of the ACT and SAT score as well as the GPA. We'd look at where you would fall on the scale. All of these scholarships are applied through the student application and admission. Like I said, in years previous, it would be through you would apply your transcript from high school, you would see your GPA, you would send us your test scores. If you do have test scores, please still send them. Make sure you still send them. I know that it may seem like a moot point, but at this right now, trying to move forward as conceivably normal as possible. We're going to do the best that we can to make sure that that everything is taken care of, because ultimately the University of Wyoming is not going to make a decision that'll be detrimental to the students as a whole. There just may have to be some adjustments made at this time. So we do apologize, but thank you for your patience continuously, truly. As an admissions rep, truly. This is our grid system, as you see. So this makes a little bit more sense. As I stated, as the submission of those scores, this would be where we can see how you fall on the scholarship grid. But this year may be different. If you are interested in looking at the net price, at how much this institution may be costing you, we do have a net price calculator that is on our website as well. If you want to copy this, you can do so, but this will be recorded, so you can access this at a different time as well to receive this information. But through the UW website, look up the cost of attendance and you'd find the net price calculator. All right, so for admissions to Honors College, I have a lot of students that ask about the Honors College and they want to get involved for different opportunities. Honors is fantastic. It's a really cool college because it gives you a chance to really explore and study kind of the oddities of courses that you wouldn't necessarily think you would in college. It could be very fun. I myself was a very lazy student. I'll be honest about that as well. Do as I say, not as I do. I thought that I was above honors. I didn't need the extra work on my load. I could have absolutely taken it on. I had so many friends that did. I was English creative writing. English majors love the Honors College. They went into it and they had a phenomenal experience. I desperately regretted that I did not enter the Honors College when I graduated. So I like to do this as a plug just because it's fun. It looks great on a resume. It gives you even more real life experience. You get to independently study subjects that you are interested in, and you get to meet other individuals who are like-minded and fun, and it just really helps strengthen your brain. It's a fantastic opportunity. So if you are, they may be looking at this differently now as well, because normally we compile the score of the 27, but certainly if you're applying and your high school GPA is above a 3.7 and you've been involved in some of these extra courses, get involved with the Honors College, reach out to them. I recommend sending them an email, just let them know, hey, I'm a prospective student, I'm gonna be coming in. I know that the university has adjusted some of their scores, score requirements, but what can I do? Can I get involved? Peter Parolin and the likes would love to work with you. All right, so if you are interested in visiting the University of Wyoming, at this time we certainly have our virtual tour. So I know you might feel a little Zoom burnout, you're exhausted from sitting in front of a computer all day long. I totally understand. But the virtual tour is fantastic. It really gives a great opportunity for you to walk through campus step by step and see all of the different facilities that we have available. We really do have a beautiful, beautiful campus. All the way from our geological museum that's completely free to use as a student. If you want to step in and study among dinosaur bones, you can absolutely do so. I did often as a student. We have a phenomenal library. Our Buchanan Performing Arts Center is incredible. And as you can see down there, the small photo of kind of an aerial view, it's just a really beautiful campus full of sandstone and pine trees. So though you cannot technically formally enter campus at this time, I have been told that we will be opening up tours for individuals to visit here soon. We're anticipating to do so, so please keep in touch with us. As well, you can absolutely come by on your own. Walk the campus. Check out Laramie, Wyoming. I think one of the best ways to really get a feel about the university itself is even just to visit with the community members. We're a small town. We're intrinsically involved with the institution itself. I think it's very fair to say that Laramie is without a doubt a college town, but it works in the best ways possible. All right, so we're actually cruising here, and maybe that comes from just nerves myself. I'm a lone individual today, and I want to make sure that everyone has their questions answered. So this is my contact information. But that being stated, at any time, you can contact any one of us from admission. We're all a pretty cohesive team. We love working together. We work actively together so that our students feel comfortable and you're getting the right answers and you're not going through the runaround and you're in phone trees. So we will do our best, I assure you. If we don't have the answers at this time, we'll either hunt them down from another representative on campus, or we'll encourage you, as I have, to keep in touch, and we'll continue to inform you with what we have. With that being stated, are there any questions that I might be able to address today? Here. It's hard for me with the webinar. I mean, ultimately, I would hope that we have a full audience out there, but then at the same time, you just never know.
I can go ahead then too and just add a couple housekeeping notes. Again, please feel free to ask any questions if you do have them. But thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a quick survey that you can take. It's just 4 questions, if you don't mind providing some feedback. And just as a reminder, you can sign up for additional sessions and view this recording and other recordings available at IACAC.org. So thank you so much for joining us.
And like I said, this is a lot of information that's given very quickly, and Wyoming is a little bit of a mystery to a lot of individuals out there. I think one of my favorite taglines is when I see online people hashtag is Wyoming real. It's very real, it's beautiful, a lot of opportunities. So if you check out the website, anything seems interesting, oddities, even just the state itself, please reach out. We love to talk. As admissions recruiters, I desperately miss the one-on-one experience because that's why I'm in this position. I love to talk.